As I mentioned, they've been perched inside the top 5 of the standings since the 22nd of December. They've lost just one of their last 13 Ligue 1 games, and they have conceded just 10 goals all season. Their defence was strong last campaign as well, but this time they've managed to twin that with a strong attack. Gaëtan Laborde and that man, Andy Delors, their top scorer with 7 goals this season, are hugely to thank for that. They have the 4th best attacking record in France, the 2nd best defensive record. They are no joke, this Montpellier team, and they're hoping to win here in the Principality for the first time since 1994. If you look at their last few games, it hasn't been their best run of the season by some way. 3 victories, 1 draw and 1 loss. Still perfectly respectable, sorry, but they come into this one looking for their first victory in 3 games, having drawn at Rennes last weekend, and that followed on from a defeat away to Angers. But it is the same 11 that took on Rennes last weekend in that 2-2 draw at La Mosson. Pedro Mendes, Vitorino Hilton and Daniel Congre make up a very experienced back line. Aguilar and Ayongo are players to look out for on either flank. They will be up and down all evening. And that trio up top of Florent Mollet, who's looked a breath of fresh air since signing from Metz in the summer. He'll be looking to provide for Delors and Laborde, who have looked like a brilliant partnership so far this season. But as I mentioned there, it is a bit of a bogey ground for Montpellier, this. To give you an idea of how long tonight's visitors have gone without a league win in the Principality, Monaco's side on the night of their 2-1 defeat on January the 15th, 1994, included Jürgen Klinsmann, Claude Puel, and it was managed by a certain Arsene Wenger. And in the Montpellier side, well, there was a Strasbourg coach Thierry Henry in the midfield, and in defence, a certain Michel Derzakarian, who is now the coach of tonight's visitors. So that was certainly a long time ago. Can they shake that monkey off their back, or will it be 2-2 for Thierry Henry's Monaco in the league? Kickoff is just under 5 minutes away now. My name is Armel Tanguy. I'll be commentating through until full time in this 15th round of action in Ligue 1. It's Monaco against Montpellier coming up live. Let's see how much a win does for confidence then. Thierry Henry's first ever victory as a coach last weekend in Caen. He's made just 1 change this evening. Can that team use the confidence they would have gained from that victory? Their captain, Radamel Falcao, scored the winner and then missed a penalty in midweek. Can he lead his men to victory here this evening? Still 13 players out injured for Monaco. It really has been a cursed season so far in terms of how many players they've had unavailable through various different injuries. We'll go through the list of exactly who's missing in a few minutes' time. It is a fairly impressive list of names, but the team does also have some big names in it, notably Yuri Tielemans and Nasser Chadli, 2 World Cup semi-finalists. They definitely have enough quality in this 11 to see off Montpellier here this evening. Just the 1 change, as I mentioned, made from that victory in Caen last weekend, and that sees Sofiane Diop drop out, replaced by Andrea Raggi, and Thierry Henry therefore reverting to a 3-man centre-back line with Ronald Pierre-Gabriel and Benjamin Henrys on either flank. Radamel Falcao will be backed up by both Alexander Golovin and Nasser Chadli, neither of whom have really made much of an impact since arriving in the summer, for fairly hefty sums too. Keeping his eye over proceedings will be Olivier Thual, the referee, assisted by Mathieu Lombard and Mathieu Grobost. Up in the VAR room, we'll have Jeremy Stina and Mehdi Mokhtari watching over for any contentious decisions. VAR came in very handy for PSG here before the international break in that 4-0 win. 2 of their 4 goals were awarded after consultation in the VAR room. Well, Montpellier looking for their first victory in 3 games, make the start with the same 11 that they set out at the home draw against Rennes last weekend. Their top scorer, Andy Delors, has 7 goals to his name. He got both in that game. He starts up top alongside his good mate, Gaëtan Laborde, once again. That partnership is really blossoming this season. Montpellier coming to this one as the 4th best attack in the league, the 2nd best defence. This is a very sturdy side that Thierry Henry's men face this evening. So will it be business as usual? Will Monaco continue their run of 32 games without defeat against Montpellier here at the Stade Louis II? Can Michel Desakarian's vintage of 2018-19 shake that monkey off their back? Off we go then at the Stade Louis II. Montpellier getting the ball rolling here, looking for their first victory in 3 games. But it is they who come into this one as the favourites in terms of form, despite Monaco recording their first victory since the opening day last weekend against Caen. Montpellier, well, they've been battling in the top places since mid-September. With a powerful attack and a solid defence. This will be a very interesting match-up here. Thierry Henry looking for back-to-back victories for the first time in his coaching career. But it's Montpellier with early possession and Ruben Aguilar moving infield. Back out it goes towards Gaëtan Laborde. Ball in is towards Andy Delors. Cleverly done by German international fullback Benjamin Henrichs. Henry fielded 4 teenagers from the off in Madrid in the 2-0 defeat to Atletico on Wednesday in the Champions League. 2 of those were just 17 years old. He no doubt had this fixture in mind when he made the team sheet for that game. Falcao, notably, was rested from the off on Wednesday evening. He's back in the team this evening, the man who scored the winning goal in Caen last weekend. An early clash with Montpellier's 41-year-old captain, Vitorino Hilton. An absolute machine, the Brazilian centre-back. Barely missed a game over the past 3 seasons. Title winner with Montpellier in that fairy tale 2012 campaign, and also with Marseille in 2010. The starting block of a very strong Montpellier defence that's been put in place by Michel Desakarian, over the past 2 seasons. Raji into Falcao, knocked on towards Golovin. It's Hilton with a header, and this time it's Pedro Mendes who's been caught. Again, Falcao, the man involved from a Monaco point of view, and he looks a little groggy.
C'est pour ça qu'on a arrêté le jeu, monsieur.
Falcao okay to continue. Painful couple of minutes for the Principality side's captain. Not exactly having his best season in front of goal, far from it in fact. Just 5 goals in the league. He had 15 goals at this stage last season and 9 in both of his previous campaigns. Monaco 6 years now, but of course he has had those 2 seasons out on loan in the Premier League. Here's Pedro Mendes, the former Rennes centre-back. Towards Delors, but too much on it. This is Thierry Henry's 6th league game in charge of Monaco. 8th game of his managerial career. 9th, sorry, 8th would have been against Atletico in midweek. As I mentioned in the build-up, this man, Ronald Pierre Gabriel, is a lucky charm for Monaco so far this season. He's played twice, with an injury keeping him out between the opening day and last weekend's win in Caen. Both of those games have ended in wins. He's the only man in the Monaco squad this season to have taken part in games that have ended in victories only. Aguilar uses Laborde out wide. Cross in. Deflected into the arms of Diego Benaglio. Radji calling for Shadley to get moving ahead of him. Instead, the ball goes back, and Radji shows a little bit of frustration. Being very close to scoring in Madrid in midweek. Andrea Radji, 34 years of age, but still has a fairly impressive motor on him. Oh, great ball from Tielemans, good vision. Looking to get the marauding fullback, Benjamin Henrys, in. Congre to Hilton. On towards Aguilar, who brings it down nicely. Now to take on Radji. Aguilar off the Italian and behind for the first corner kick of the evening. The visitors certainly looking the most dangerous of the two sides. 6.5 minutes into this encounter. High towards Hilton. Benaglio has to watch it. It was looping back down towards his nets. Diego Benaglio kept just his second league clean sheet of the season in that 1-0 win in Caen last weekend. It's turned into Monaco's #1 goalkeeper by default because of the injuries to Daniel Subasic. Oh, nice touch from Delors. Montpellier on the attack with Laborde, who couldn't get his pass through. Right, Benassa. Feet from him past Skiddy. Tielemans again looking to play that killer ball, and it does make its way to Shadley. Golovin is there, but the foot was stuck out by Congre to stop Monaco advancing. Good start to this game, good pace at both ends. And Tielemans Wins Monaco their first corner kick. Shadley really hasn't shown his best form since arriving in Monaco. Can he provide what would be an important goal? Or provide for it, at least, with this first corner kick for the home side? The answer is no. Headed away, Tielemans tried to make something of it, but it'll come for Alexander Golovin. Quick to push out Montpellier. 4 blue shirts immediately pressuring now Pierre Gabriel, who managed to find a bit of space to move forward. There is Pierre Gabriel, arrived from Saint-Etienne in the summer. Oh, good turn from Falcao. Free kick, no doubt about that. He used Daniel Congre's body behind him beautifully, just rolling away from the 33-year-old. One of 5 players in this Montpellier squad to have played more than 100 games for the club in Ligue 1. Chance for Shadley from the set piece here then. Another summer arrival. Relegated with West Bromwich Albion from the Premier League last year. Hoping to avoid that with Monaco this season. Again, the set piece is a rather poor one. Benoit Badiashile picks it up. Most forced all the way back to Benalio. Tielemans into Falcao, chested on to Shadley. Pushed all the way by Pedro Mendes. Michel Desakarian was in the Montpellier side last time. They took all 3 points from a league game here at the Stade Louis II back in January 1994, almost 25 years ago. Plenty of water under the bridge since, but no wins in 32. Montpellier against Monaco. Benassa back into the mixer, more by luck than judgment. Nicely done, Pierre Gabriel. Now Raji, caught in the nether regions by Daniel Congre. Free kick is given in a rather tasty-looking position for Monaco. Succession of 3 dangerous-looking set pieces here. Lester Shadley hasn't been able to do much with either of the first 2. 12.5 minutes gone in the Principality. Can Monaco muster up here? Shadley again, that's a better looking ball. Raji was there. I think the final touch came off Daniel Congre. Big chance for Andrea Raji, who rose highest, but could only direct his header onto the back of Congre's shoulder. Second corner kick then for Monaco. Shadley goes short this time to Golovin. Shadley again. Poor touch from the Russian, one of the stars of Russia's 2018 World Cup campaign. Thierry Henry wasn't even around as a player when Montpellier last got victory here. Monaco's side had the likes of Enzo Schifo, Jürgen Klinsmann and Claude Puel in it. It was managed by Arsene Wenger. Has been one win for Montpellier here since then, but it came in the Coupe de la Ligue, and it wasn't too recent either. That came in 1995, February 95 to be precise. 2-1 victory. Zakarian played on that day as well. Congre poked forward by Delors. It came off Florent Mollet rather awkwardly. But a glimpse of what that Montpellier front line can offer. They've forged a real bond between them. In a short amount of time, both Laborde and Delors arrived in the summer from Toulouse and Bordeaux, respectively. Mollet too, arriving from Metz, but it really has done the job for them thus far. And here is another chance for Andy Delors to go past his man. Well defended by Jemison. Won the title in his first season in the Principality, Jemison. Probably didn't expect to ever be battling relegation with them. Oyongo. Benassa asked to look at Ben by Thierry Henry on the touchline. His pass not helping out the Federations Cup winner, part of that Germany squad, captained by Julian Draxler, who won the Confederations Cup in 2017. Again, looking to spread play again, this time more successfully with Pierre Gabriel. Henrys, Golovin back for Henrys, Shadley, can he see Raji? Was yelling for it on this near side, it didn't come through to him. And now Laborde brings it forward for Montpellier, does well against Shadley. Spreads play from Mollet. Now here's Ambroise Oyongo. Again, well defended. Monaco's right-hand side, this time Pierre Gabriel stepping in. Mollet. Lutalek, skinny. Just didn't quite drop for a Montpellier man there. Skiri missed the interception, and Monaco perhaps have something on here. Tielemans has spotted a run far side from Henrys. Golovin ahead of him. Henrys goes alone. Shot deflected and cleared away by Aguilar. This is one of the best starts I've seen this season from a Monaco team. Granted, they haven't worried Benjamin Lecomte in the Montpellier goal too much yet, but they look assured in their passing. They look creative. That winning goal perhaps may well be a turning point in their season. The coach Thierry Henry will certainly be hoping so. There is the commentator's curse as Ivan Afser passes the ball straight out of play. Yongo. Forward for Skiri. Florent Mollet. To Damien Letalek, the brother, the former Liverpool man, Anthony Letalek. Aguilar on the near side. Skiri back for Aguilar. Good ball in. Dangerous one for the defenders, and Letalek arriving. Mollet flicks it on. He was offside, but the save will do Diego Benaglio's confidence the world of good. And again, Montpellier showing that if they're given an inch, they will be incisive and they will threaten. Here's Golovin looking to do the same at the other end. Tielemans. Henrys across his Falcao. And a vital interception from the captain, Vitorino Hilton. Minus the moustache that he was sporting last week in the 2-2 draw against Rennes, but still with the same application. Golovin fortunate to get the foul there, in my opinion. Running away from goal. Florent Mollet a little too enthusiastic in the challenge, according to our referee this evening, Monsieur Olivier Tual. So Shadley hasn't had a lack of set pieces to work with in the opening 21.5 minutes of this game. A couple of corners, and this is the third decent free kick for him already. One of those ended on Raji's head and went close. What is there to be made from this one? It's one of the poorer deliveries again. I have to say, I'm surprised that Nasser Shadley is still on set-piece duty for Monaco. Covered a lot of their games this season. His deliveries really haven't been very good when you have the likes of Yuri Tielemans and Alexander Golovin on the pitch. Comes a point where you must think about rotating the man on set-piece duty. Footwork afterwards to perhaps make up for that a little. Montpellier do seem to have a lot of space whenever they switch the ball with this three-man back line and the two wide men that really do hug the touchlines on either side, Yongo and Aguilar. Good strength from Tielemans. Falcao is staying on side, and he's been found now by Golovin, taking on Mendes. Back for Golovin. Spotted Henry, far side, and pulled back for Benassa. Not the worst strike the Moroccan will ever hit in his life, but a little too high to worry Benjamin Lecourt. Nice build-up play from Monaco, promising football here from Thierry Henry's men, though it does remain 0-0 as we approach the 25-minute mark. Congre invited to advance. Monaco's defensive plan working to perfection with that sort of move. Pierre Gabriel, notably on the right-hand side, is keeping Rambraza Yongo out of the game. Yongo, Montpellier's number 8, out on that far side. A former teammate of Thierry Henry's at New York Red Bulls. So Henry knows what danger the Cameroon international poses. And it's RPG, Ronel Pierre Gabriel, who's dealing with that well so far. The 20-year-old fullback. Theatrics from Chadli, but he has earned the free kick. 25 minutes gone then. 7 shots shared 4-3, as we saw on that graphic there. I think the goalkeeper yet to be really called into action though. Benalio did make that save from Florent Mollet, but the offside flag was up. The advertising boards there reminding me that next Friday there is a game that will interest many people around the world in Ligue 1. So Monaco against Nice. First meeting in the coaching careers of Patrick Vieira and Thierry Henry, former invincibles of Arsenal, of course. Meanwhile, it's Henry! Oh, not far away at all. Well, he pops up all over the pitch, Benjamin Henry. Not far away from his second league goal of the season. I think he was just offside. The flag went up in the end. Great running, though, from the German. Golovin. Now Chadli. Raji again powering forward, and again frustrated not to be given the ball by Nasser Chadli. Benassa brings in Pierre Gabriel. Henrich, Pierre Gabriel again. And Florent Mollet back on defensive duties, conceding the third corner kick at this end of the field. Short corner again, Golovin, good footwork from him, driven low across. It comes to Tielemans, and again, just wide of the post. Oh, he had plenty of time to bring it down and pick his spot, did Tielemans. Oh, that wasn't far away. Lecomte, confident look. Not far away at all from the Belgian. So far, so good, though, for Monaco. Nullifying the threat of Montpellier's forward trio. Coming close at the other end, too. If you haven't watched Monaco much this season, you might not be surprised that they're playing well here, but they picked up just 10 points after 14 Ligue 1 games. They are currently recording their joint worst ever tally at this stage in the French top flight. That tally joining those of the 1953-54 season and the 68-69 season, so a historically bad campaign for them thus far, but also a strong start so far here on the night. A young go for Montpellier. Delors, too much on the turn was there, and the ball stayed in. Monaco appealing for the goal kick, but it will be a Montpellier throw. Delors down for Mollet. Now Elias Skiddy. Back for Mollet. The Yongo is wide. Gets the ball in too. Aguilar attacked it. Delors has the strike. Blocked away. Andy Delors, who scored 5 goals in 5 games across October. Refound his scoring touch, rediscovered that scoring touch since moving to his boyhood club in the summer on loan from Toulouse, but Montpellier president Laurent Nicolin has assured fans that the option to buy in the loan clause will be used, and Andy Delors will be a Montpellier player next season. So we see that Andy Delors strike again, blocked by Shadley, but no lack of determination from Andrea Raggi, the Pirate, as he's known in these parts. Giving it away in a very promising area for Montpellier, and again Tielemans pressed into playing with fire, but it's worked out nicely for Monaco. Shadley, this time Raggi will get the ball. Andrea Raggi to cross first time towards Falcao. Oh, that's a very good header, and the save made by Benjamin Lecomte, but look how long Radamel Falcao spends in the air. He's a good 7 centimetres smaller than Daniel Congre, but he rose above him with no problem there. Got the header on target too. Good save, Lecomte. Denied a 6th goal of the season at one end, Radamel Falcao, and now he and his Monaco teammates have a spot of defending to do as Montpellier prepare to deliver this interesting-looking free kick. That's the foul that led to this set piece. Will deliver. It's a very nice ball in. and headed away from goal by one of his teammates. I think it was Damian Letalek who couldn't force the header goal bound. Wait. 17-year-old Benoit Badiashile on the ball for Monaco, making his third consecutive start in the top flight. He's one that was certainly thrown into the lineup. Of course, there are still injuries in defence to the likes of Kamil Glik, Djibril Sidibe, Kevin Endoram, Antonio Bereka, and now Marmi Touré as well. But his performances have been very impressive, Benoit Badiashile. And the experience he would have gained from playing these 3 Ligue 1 games in full, a couple of Champions League appearances sandwiched in between as well, will be hugely valuable to him in the coming years. His brother Loic is the 4th choice goalkeeper here at Monaco, after Subasic, Benalio, Seydou-Sy. Chile perhaps has moved into 3rd place this season after an absolute howler from Seydou-Sy on Thierry Henry's managerial debut against Strasbourg a few weeks ago. Nicely done, Benassa. Into the path of Tielemans. Monaco have 5 men forward here. One is Nasser Chadli. Vitorino Hilton again with a hugely important last-ditch challenge. Foul on Laborde by Badiashile. How about that for sweeping up from the 41-year-old? Clean as you like. Forward come Montpellier with Andy Delors. Laborde the only man in the middle. It'll come for a Yongo far post. No, Henrich gets there first. Montpellier throw. Yongo in. Easy for Benalio. Not enough shirts in there for Montpellier. Tielemans. Now Chadli in a bit of space. Radji ahead of him. It's gone through Aguilar. Will he make it, Andrea Radji? Well, as I mentioned earlier, he does get up and down, but the acceleration isn't quite there in those 34-year-old legs. Andrea Radji, one of 3 men in the 11 this evening to have been part of Monaco's 2017 title win. Jemison and Falcao, the others. Cemented his status as a legend of the club. Andrea Radji, he was here when they were in the 2nd division. He was here for their promotion under Claudio Ranieri. He remained their title win, and now he's looking to help them get out of trouble under Thierry Henry. Monaco in his skin. He's got his own play on the badge tattooed on her forearm. And the Pirates skull and crossbones in the shape of Monaco's badge. He loves it here. Now he's defending against Aguilar. Letalek. Oh, poor ball from him. Falcao cuts it out. He was looking around for help. It's only really Golovin that's with him. But Congre's lost out to Henrys. Golovin again. A poor ball from the Russian. And Hilton again. Brilliant in defence. Rather wasteful from Youssoufai Benassa. Did take a touch on its way through, though. Thierry Henry's men with 6.5 minutes to go until the break. Have another corner kick. Doesn't look too happy on the bench, Michel Dezakarian. Hoping his men can win in the league for the first time since that brilliant 3-0 victory over Marseille on the 4th of November. Great. Smashed forward towards Delors, who's not the tallest, but he's one of the most powerful, so he can certainly hold his own in the air. Yeah, Gabriel looking for Tielemans, well read by Congre. While most of the play is with Monaco, this Montpellier backline is very well drilled, and whatever is getting past them is being swept up by Vitorino Hilton. It has to be said that not much is doing so. Hilton looking for a Yongo. That's a brilliant ball. A good pull back towards Delors too, but well cut out. Letalek for Congre. And Mollet. Hilton, all 10 outfield players in the Monaco half for Montpellier. Laborde skips past one, into Florent Mollet. Deflected back towards Skiri. Good little period of possession this for the men in blue. Oyongo. Delors. Takes a touch on its way through, and be a Montpellier throw on the near side. Aguilar. It's another throw for the visitors. 4 minutes of normal time to go until the break. It remains goalless, and Montpellier yet to really create a clear-cut chance of any note. Laborde, perhaps there is one here. Letalek. Quite cleared away, but a combination of Gabriel and Radji just about whipping it clear. Mollet dropping a little deeper to try and start the attack for Montpellier. Mollet again. Stopped by Henrys, and forward come the red and white cavalry. Tielemans, outside of him is Benjamin Henrys. Back for Tielemans, Yuri Tielemans! There it is! Monaco take the lead through their Belgian midfielder. Been coming. They took the lead just after the break in goal last weekend. They've done so just beforehand this time. Thierry Henry's men on their way to recording back-to-back wins for the first time in his managerial career. Still plenty of time to go, but their play so far has been very good, as that goal illustrated. The breakaway, the combination between Henrys and Tielemans, and the emphatic finish from Monaco's number 8. His 4th goal of the season. And he's put the home side 1-0 up at the Stade Louis II. Well, the emphasis is on Der Zakarian's Montpellier. It's a different Monaco team to the one we've seen in the past, past 10-odd games, really. Even last week, they looked short of inspiration. They got the victory. And sometimes it is those victories that you struggle to record, but do get in the end, that really spark something in the team. And on the evidence of these first 44 minutes here against Montpellier, it looks like that is the case for Thierry Henry's Monaco. Just 2 shots on target for his men. 1 finding the back of the net. Too much space, perhaps, for Yuri Tielemans, but he made no mistake. And Gabriel. He's finding the sort of goal-scoring form that played a part in convincing Monaco to take him from Anderlecht to the Principality last summer. Came with a reputation for smashing them in from all sorts of positions. Failed to score a single league goal last season. That's 4 already this time around. Hilton leading Montpellier's way out. Ayongo back for his captain, who's up from the back here. Managing to get the cross in too. Golovin fouled. Reprieve for Monaco, who are on the rocks a little there. Vadim Vasiliev, the Monaco vice president there at the bottom of your picture. He's had to intervene in plenty of half-time team talks so far this season, but he might just be afforded the luxury of having a drink during this one, because Monaco are ahead thanks to Yuri Tielemans' goal just a couple of minutes ago, and it's a deserved lead too. Thierry Henry's men at the best we've seen them under the 41-year-old's reign, and it is thanks to that performance that they lead Montpellier 4th in the table by 1-0 after 45 minutes of play. Impressive performances from just about everyone in red and white, and smiles from the World Cup finalist Daniel Subasic watching on from the stands. Let's get a bit of reaction with the goal scorer now, Yuri Tielemans.
Ouais, je pense qu'on est bien en place, surtout défensivement.
Well, we've
et après offensivement, on essaie de jouer, de mettre notre jeu en place. Et pour l'instant, ça nous a bien réussi. Il faut qu'on continue en deuxième mi-temps et se mettre à l'abri.
Managed well, we've got the goal. Got to do the same in the second half and make sure we cover our backs.
Plus de difficultés pour les Montpellieriens dans cette première période, des Monégasques qui vous bougent un petit peu.
Ouais, c'est vrai qu'on fait une mauvaise première période. Ils sont bien tactiquement, ils nous gênent, on récupère pas beaucoup de ballons. Ce qui nous fait défaut sur cette première mi-temps, mais voilà, on va essayer de corriger les choses. Il reste encore 45 minutes et je pense qu'il y a de quoi revenir voir remporter.
Plenty of time to do so, and their form shows that there's no reason not to believe. So Tielemans' 4th goal of the season, the difference between these two at the break, and as I said, deserved lead. They have been the better side. All of the clear chances have been Monaco's. We know Montpellier will give them a few scares in the second half, but I think Thierry Henry will be delighted with the way his team have performed in those opening 45 minutes. Let's have a look at the best chances from that first period. That was the shot from Youssoufai Benassa just on the 25-minute mark that was driven well over the bar, but a sign of how well they were passing the ball around in the final third, something that hadn't been characteristic of their season so far. First shot for Tielemans, that one going just wide. Benjamin Lecomte's left-hand post from a similar sort of position to the one he scored the goal from about a quarter of an hour after that initial attempt. And read about Falcao had a very impressive header saved by Benjamin Lecomte just after the half-hour mark. Rising beautifully, the Colombian. But it was in the 42nd minute of the game that Monaco would open the scorings. One back initially by Tielemans, the man who finished the move off. Look how quickly they got forward there, Monaco. Tielemans to Henry. Nobody went with the number 8. And he fired low into the bottom corner. Delight for the Principality side. They lead 1-0 at the break thanks to that goal. And a rather unfamiliar situation for Thierry Henry then to give a half-time team talk with his side in the lead. The first time in his career, in fact. What can they do in the second period? 1-0 at the break. We'll be back in 10 minutes or so with the action from the second half. Don't go anywhere.
Chers supporters, vous pensiez que le club de l'AS Monaco, et pourtant par le sport, le Paris Club de l'AS Monaco, un club privé de Paris au fin du stade de Midfield. Camille, que vous pouvez apercevoir un peu partout dans le stade, est le deuxième membre du Paris Club. Si comme vous avez envie une expérience VIP au stade de Midfield et de gagner tentez de rejoindre le Paris Club et de devenir un nouvel star de l'AS Monaco. Pour cela, il me suffit d'obtenir au cours du mois la meilleure cote sur un Paris 100% foot. Chaque mois, le meilleur pari de l'AS Monaco sera récompensé. Pour participer, rendez-vous sur parinclub.fr et pariez dès maintenant sur le match de ce soir avec Paris Sport. Avec le Paris Club, c'est vous la prochaine star de l'AS Monaco. Toutes les infos des sont à retrouver sur notre site officiel avec une seule adresse asmonaco.com. Découvrez la collection Nike 18-19 et l'équipe du Code Pro. Rendez-vous sur asmonaco.com ou dans la boutique Jardin à 5 minutes à pied du stade. Vos Champions League et garderie complète maillot sur vos droits. Vous voyez aussi le champion que placé juste devant la tribune d'honneur qui vous attend. Maillot, flocage, drapeau, casquette, ballon, bref, de billets. Petite info, le champion est venu juste après le match. L'AS Monaco soutient Fight Monaco. À l'occasion de la journée mondiale de lutte contre le sida, l'AS Monaco s'associe à Fight Monaco. En signe de soutien, les joueurs et le staff devraient remporter un maillot spécial lors du changement du match de ce soir. Fight Monaco, en collaboration avec la mairie et le gouvernement principal de Monaco, lance une campagne de communication sur la prévention du VIH intitulée I égale indétectable égale intransmissible. Déclinaison du mouvement international Prevention Assessment. Cette campagne est également lancée ce samedi 1er décembre, journée mondiale de lutte contre le sida.
Allez, on y va.
Welcome back to the Stade Louis II, where Monaco lead Montpellier by 1-0 after the first 45 minutes of play. Yuri Tielemans with the goal after 42 minutes. A goal which sees Monaco for the first time since the 25th of September out of the bottom three. Glick and Subasic can watch on. Three of too much stress right now for the first time since Thierry Henry has taken over. We've seen a Monaco side play with real grit and determination at the back and real idea, real creativity, real inspiration going forward. It's worked so far. Monaco on course to record a 33rd consecutive game without defeat against Montpellier. But this Montpellier side should never be counted out. 45 minutes remain. Can someone in blue and orange ruin Thierry Henry's plans of celebrating back-to-back victories for the first time in his managerial career? So Radamel Falcao gets us back underway. It's his Monaco's team that lead by 1-0. Very impressive first half from them as well, when you consider how poor they have been over the first 14 weeks of this season. With this 1-goal lead, they are currently 17th in the table with 13 points, level on points with Amiens, who drop below them into the relegation playoff place. For the time being, though, there are, of course, games going on elsewhere in Ligue 1. And there is, of course, 45 minutes to go here at the Stade Louis II. Captained by Mollet, it's Henrich who stayed down after the challenge by Ambroise Yongo. Tackle from the German. Yongo got back to his feet, and it's his right boot which is just planted into Henrich's leg. Not sure it was deliberate from the Cameroonian, who's of a very good nature. So the ball simply given back to Benjamin Lecomte. And Montpellier can start again. Montpellier haven't shown too much going forward so far this evening. Can they change that in this second half for Yongo? Golovin. Oh, nicely done, Benassa. Benjamin Henrich again, very high up the pitch. Yeah, Gabriel. It's interesting, Henrich's role, because it struck me. I saw the lineup that Monaco would be playing with three at the back, Jemison, Badiashile and Raji. But when they have the ball, It's more of a 4 at the back with Radji at left back and Pierre Gabriel at right back, and that allows Henrich to really get forward. He's naturally of attacking instinct, and look at him go again on this near flank. Golovin trying to slide it through to Shadley on the other side, and it was cut out by Aguilar. Nyongo just using a hand to bring that one down, appreciating the ball through from Benjamin Lecomte. There's a funny one about Ambroise Nyongo. He's been around in France since last January. He's yet to taste defeat in Ligue 1. This is a 14th appearance for Montpellier, his 11th this season. He was kept out by a bad knee injury on arrival that he suffered at the back end of his MLS career. Here's lucky charm about to be wiped out this evening by Monaco. Will it be Pierre Gabriel's lucky charm that continues? He missed it in the first half. Pierre Gabriel has played 2 games for Monaco. Both have ended in wins. He's the only man in the Monaco squad this season to have won all of his games in red and white. Is Masengo warming up as Henrich crosses in. Golovin wins it back inside the Montpellier penalty area. Cut back for Ait Benasser, who's floored Hilton with the effort. Golovin will have one of his own. No, checks back. Radji there in support. Drea Radji back for Ait Benasser. Now Shadley. Ait Benasser again. Good interception from Elias Skiddy. Hilton has just gone down now after getting that one in the midriff. Looks like it winded the veteran Montpellier captain. Real legend of French football despite being a Brazilian, Vitorino Hilton. Bastia, Lens, Marseille. He's been with Montpellier since 2011. Mole, nicely done. Into the path of Aguilar, fouled, but play on, says the referee. And Delors switches the play towards Ambroise Nyongo, who loves to support the attacks. Back inside for Florent Mole. Daniel Congre. Nyongo once again. Trying to go around the outside of Ronald Pierre Gabriel. Wasn't particularly successful in his endeavours. Here's Elias Skiddy. Thought about the shots. He's no stranger to scoring worldies. That's a good ball in towards Delors. And it evades everyone, including Nyongo at the back post. Better from Montpellier. Plenty of blue shirts in the middle to aim for. And Nyongo, the full-back, arriving late on. Couldn't quite reach it to add to the 2 goals he's got already this season. There, Ait Benasser, and it's worked out quite nicely for Monaco. Golovin caught by Hilton. Free kick awarded against the Brazilian centre-back. Shadley scoops it out to Radji. Former Spurs man, Nasser Shadley again. No foul on Golovin. Montpellier have possession back with their goalkeeper, Benjamin Leconte. Ball out by Leconte. Tielemans, might he have a go? It's Golovin. Alexander Golovin off the woodwork. Shadley well over from the Belgian. And Golovin so close to his first goal for Monaco, but still the search goes on for the Russian. They didn't look particularly confident clearing it out, Montpellier. Couldn't have gone any worse for Leconte in the end. Saved just by his crossbar, the French international goalkeeper. Gabriel. Give it away at the other end now, rather poorly. Delors couldn't quite get enough on the pass towards Elias Skiri. Tielemans brilliant in the middle this evening, managing to find Radji there with very little space to work in. Shadley and Radji don't appear to be on the same wavelengths this evening anyway. Radji has thrown his arms up on a number of occasions. Disappointed not to have been fed by Nasser Shadley. As Montpellier prepared to bring on Junior Sambia. He's a box-to-box midfielder, playing a number of positions. A very interesting, useful player to have on the bench for Michel Derzakarian. Henry. Falcao stopped by Hilton. Tielemans, the goal scorer. Pierre Gabriel. So back from Golovin. Monaco just taking their time, helping the confidence levels rise with every pass. Sambia will replace perhaps Damien Letalek in the centre of midfield, who has been a spectator for much of this game. Sambia, a little more incisive midfielder who likes to run with the ball. Comparable perhaps to Moussa Sissoko if the comparison had to be made. Very well defended by Henrich there. He had Delors to his right and Oyongo to his left, and somehow he came away with the ball. Mole. Aguilar. Pedro Mendes is high up here. He gets a good cross in too to Delors. Oh, Montpellier's best chance of the evening, without doubt. Benaglio was struggling. Delors' header flashes just wide of the Swiss goalkeeper's post. A few inches there from making it. One apiece was Delors, Montpellier's top goal scorer. And it's Ambroise Oyongo who will be replaced, the Cameroon international, leaving the pitch to be replaced by his good mate Junior Sambia. Henry will be relieved that an old mate of his won't be the one to spoil his evening, at least. Sambia will try and make the difference from a left-sided berth. And Letalek will continue in the middle alongside Skiri. Laborde. Florent Mollet. Laborde again. Skiddy inside of him. Laborde looked across. There were plenty of dark blue shirts to aim at inside the Monaco penalty area. It's a good switch from Vitorino Hilton. Brought down by Molle. Into the box towards Delors. Just too high. The former Tigres man. Falcao, who suffered a couple of blows to the head early on in the first half. It's on the receiving end of that Pedro Mendes header. Here's that Golovin chance again. Struck it nicely enough, really. Fortunate Benjamin Leconte got away with one there. Cost 30 million euros did Golovin from CSKA Moscow. Yet to find the net. Did arrive injured though, and has taken him a while to anything like the player that we all were impressed by at the World Cup. Junior Sambia, Congre. Tried to feed Sambia, but it was Henrys. He and Tielemans have really been two star men so far this evening for Monaco. Henrys was the man who gave Thierry Henry his first home lead as Monaco boss. Was his cutback for Tielemans, which so far is looking like it's going to power Monaco towards their first home win under Thierry Henry. As Nasser Chadli makes way, replaced by Pele. Pele is a 27-year-old Guinea-Bissau international midfielder, signed in the summer from Rio Ave of Portugal. Been a bit hit and miss for him so far in Monaco as well. He was sent off not too long after coming on at Reims a few weeks ago. He was a half-time substitute, and he's often brought on to add a bit of fight to Monaco's ranks, but he showed too much on that occasion. Can he help them shore things up and see this one out for victory over Montpellier? Congre. Down the line for Sambia. Attacking Pierre Gabriel, and it's the Monaco man who comes out on top. Well played by Brunel Pierre Gabriel. He's 20 years of age, already making his 38th Ligue 1 appearance. He's certainly a talent to be watched, and Monaco recognised that. Bringing him from Saint-Etienne in the summer. He made his debut more than 3 years ago now. He's a 17-year-old for Saint-Etienne. Sambia, good low ball towards Molle. It was Ike Benassa who took it off him very easily. Pele showing his strength. Nicely done by Pele. Feeding Falcao onto Golovin. Good work this from Monaco. And Pedro Mendes had shadowed Golovin all the way. Cleared the danger for the visitors. We'll look to build on that defensive intervention. Junior Sambia. Spread for Gaëtan Laborde. Laborde again. Aguilar on the move ahead of him. Laborde looked to cross it in. Molle can't prevent it going out for a Monaco throw. It's those sort of little knocks out for throw-ins and such that are just starting to indicate that perhaps things are turning in Monaco's favour. 4 or 5 weeks ago, it would certainly have been a throw-in for the visitors. Nothing was going Monaco's way. They appear to be turning a corner. I don't want to speak too soon, but certainly the performance is of a different level to those they've shown in the past half dozen games at least. I think it's fair to say that even the 2-0 defeat at Atletico Madrid on Wednesday was an encouraging result, considering the average age of the team that Thierry Henry set out with 4 teenagers in the starting 11, including 2 17-year-olds. His ideas beginning to get across in the Monaco camp. Skiddy. Sambia is calling for it back post. No foul by Benasser on Elias Skiddy. But the Moroccan midfielder couldn't prevent the ball from going out for a Montpellier throw. Skiddy again. Aguilar into Laborde. Rather unlikely passage of play there. Cleared away by Tielemans. Smoothly done by Benjamin Lecomte. 25 minutes to go here at the Stade Louis II. So far, so good for Monaco, but far from over. Monaco's next game sees them travel to Amiens in just 3 days' time for the midweek round of games in Ligue 1. That also is a very big game for Thierry Henry's men. Amiens level on points with them currently if the scores are to stay the same here this evening. Amiens currently being beaten 1-0 by Nîmes, which leaves the two teams locked on 13 points. Monaco just ahead on goal difference. And that is, of course, before the very romantic meeting between Monaco and Nice next Friday. Thierry Henry welcoming Patrick Vieira to his new home, but a home he knows very well. This is where it all began for him as a player back in the mid-90s. Patrick Vieira's playing career, of course, started not too far away from here as a professional with AS Cannes. And of course, now most famous for its film festival. Its club no longer anywhere near the French top flight as it was in those days. Make sure that one is penned into your diaries. The 7th of December. It's a Friday evening, 8:45 kickoff French time. Monaco against Nice, Henry against Vieira. Two teams beginning to find their form under their managers, both legendary players, hoping to make it successfully as managers. And another blow to the head for Radamel Falcao. Again, a rather unfortunate one. It's Torino Hilton, the man who caught him, and It's not a bad bone in Hilton's body. Tielemans. His goal still. There's the difference between these two sides in what has been a rather enthralling game. Hasn't created hundreds and hundreds of chances, but an intriguing battle. And certainly one that has plenty riding on it for Thierry Henry, France's all-time record goal scorer. Here's Junior Sambia. Skiddy cuts inside Pele. Out for Daniel Congre. Now Skiddy again. Letalek thinking about the shot. Letalek hitting it. And Benaglio first to the loose ball after the deflection of Andy Delors. Sambia. Skiddy. It's a man that Montpellier president Louis Nicolas wants to build the team around in the coming years. Turned professional at Montpellier, Elias Skiddy. He's highly rated. A number of Premier League scouts have been sent to watch him in recent weeks. What the Montpellier president wants is to get him signing a long-term contract here for him to become an emblematic member of this squad. It's a team with a big family feel around it. Montpellier, of course, a very attractive city to live in too. Beautiful architecture and great weather. With their team competing in the top of the French First Division. Certainly everything seems to be gathered for them to be able to hold on to the likes of Elias Skiddy. Foul called against Florent Moy there, much to the annoyance of Michel Desakarian down on the touchline. Benjamin Henrichs might well disagree. Montpellier coach who spent almost 10 years as a player at La Mosson. They just shy of 300 games as a defender for Montpellier. Former club captain. With La Payade, of course. Coupe de France finalist with Montpellier in '94. Speaking about the family feel of this club, well, he certainly helps make that. Handball has been given against Andy Delors there, and he won't have taken well to that. Badiashile was holding him. I think it was 50-50 though. Look at Delors' left arm. So he looks to get rid of Badiashile. Well, goes over perhaps a little easily, but you see those given. Again, it's that piece of luck for Monaco, perhaps, that might well just see them through in this one. The luck that's been evading them in recent games. Possession still with the visitors, though, as Aguilar goes over. Free kick to Montpellier. Change will be made on the near side. And it is Damien Letalek who goes off. This time, man coming on. Is Petar Skilutic. So another forward coming on for Montpellier, the 28-year-old Serbian, who adds great height to the Montpellier front line. Immediately Molle looks to exploit that, but the free kick isn't the greatest he'll ever produce. Junior Sambia. Spotted Laborde. In towards Skuletic immediately. Aguilar. Laborde again. Laborde. Again in towards Skuletic, who gets his header to it this time. And Bonalio safely gathers. Well, that's what he brings. Petar Skelutic, 1m93 he stands at. Chile. And on the ball now, one of the few centre-backs in Ligue 1 who can boast being taller. And that's just come on for Montpellier. Just looking for his first goal for the South Coast club. Minutes for Thierry Henry's men to hold out. How he'd love for them to record back-to-back wins here, going into a very important game with Amiens in midweek. And Radamel Falcao will now get a bit of a rest, perhaps with that game in mind, perhaps just because he hasn't been particularly influential this evening. Monaco's number 9. Tigre exiting the field with quarter of an hour to go, to be replaced by 18-year-old Moussa Sylla. Apologies, Moussa Sylla turned 19 last week. The same way, Montpellier changed emphasis by bringing on a very tall forward. Monaco changed emphasis by bringing on a very quick forward in Moussa Sylla, the brother of former Montpellier man Yacouba Sylla. Delors into Skuletic. Gaëtan Laborde. Transfer from Bordeaux to Montpellier at the start of the season. Infuriated Gustavo Poyet and ended up with the Uruguayan losing his job at Bordeaux. Skilly firing at goal and causing a few problems for Jemison, Monaco's Brazilian centre-back. Can't quite blow air yet. Now he can. Offside given against Sunday Delors. It's a painful one when the ball strikes you in that sort of region. Any bloke will testify to that, and Jemison will just have to soldier on. His team need him in the next 10 minutes to help them hold on to all 3 points here. Hilton just shoved in the back by Sylla. It's the mistakes, the inexperience of youth that just a little uncalled for at this point in a game. Moussa Sylla penalised. It's Florent Mollet. Now Junior Sambia. First time ball from Sambia into Skuletic. The acrobatic effort will fall to Gaëtan Laborde. Skilly wanted it on the edge of the box. Ball looked straight away for the cross. He's only got the 1 assist so far this season, Montpellier's number 10. creator is Florent Mollet, who has 4, and they need him to produce a little more in this one, but that's beautiful from Andy Delors. Junior Sambia has shaken off Pierre Gabriel. What a run, and what a block coming in. Henrys, again combining with Tielemans. Those two have been brilliant when called upon this evening. Just a sign there for the Monaco defence in case they'd forgotten, but this one is far from over. Back come Montpellier with Aguilar. Skuletic has missed it, it'll come for Delors. Offside again. Perhaps this time it was given against Petar Skuletic rather than Andy Delors. But his strike was straight at Pinaglio anyway. Let's have another look at this Sambia run. Out-muscled Pierre Gabriel, and then his footwork did the job against Pele. Jemison on hand to save Thierry Henry and Monaco. Delors earning the throw-in, and Montpellier will really want to try and get something from this game for obvious reasons, but of course because also this month of December looks rather unforgiving for them, as Laborde's header goes wide in the coming weeks. They host Lille in 3 days' time, before travelling to the Parc des Princes to take on Paris Saint-Germain next Saturday. Then it's a trip to Nantes, who, despite losing 3-0 to Saint-Etienne yesterday, have been in good form of late under Vadid Halilhodzic. And to end the year, they host Lyon. So you look at those games and you do tend to think that considering Monaco's form coming into this one, this was one of the games out of their 5 tough fixtures in December that they would have hoped to get a draw, if not a win from, but it could still be on. And Gaëtan Laborde has got them back into it. It's that combination again, Delors and Laborde. A real old-fashioned strike partnership is coming alive in Ligue 1. Andy Delors and Gaëtan Laborde, they get on so well off the pitch, and on the pitch they really are combining beautifully. In it came from number 11 onto the forehead of number 10. Gaëtan Laborde with his 7th goal of the season. He joins Delors on 7, but more importantly on the evening, Montpellier joined Monaco, and it's 1-1 here at the Stade Louis II. Can Thierry Henry's men react? There was I saying how Montpellier were desperate to take points from this one. Well, Monaco even more so. As things stand, this result would see Monaco move into 18th rather than 17th. There are still 8 minutes to be played. Is there an answer somewhere for Monaco? Gaëtan Laborde's 82nd minute header has thrown a cat among the pigeons here at the Stade Louis II. Florent Mollet to Delors. Skiddy. That goal has put a spring in Montpellier's step. And it comes again. Delors was waiting for it. And it came off the Montpellier man. Behind for a goal kick, but they're knocking on Monaco's door now. They've been let in once. The last thing Thierry Henry will want is for them to be let in again. Sofiane Diop is readying himself to come on. Henry's space to run into, but very well marshalled by Elias Skiddy, who showed him inside and then made the block. Again, it's Henrich driving forward. Tielemans, Henrich. Golovin. Stopped in his tracks by Skuletic. Referee didn't like it. Olivier Thual awarding Monaco the free kick. In a very interesting position. A sort of position which Radamel Falcao scored from last week against Caen. He is no longer on the pitch. He was replaced by Moussa Sylla in the 74th minute. But Yuri Tielemans is having a good look at this. Not half bad himself from set pieces. He hit the crossbar from one at Caen last weekend. He's got the goal here. Then put Monaco into the lead. Reports has since pulled Montpellier back on level terms. Can Yuri Tielemans be the hero as we approach the final 5 minutes of play? Keep an eye as well on Benjamin Henrich, who looks like he's going to sprint in and try and get a touch on the rebound. Number 39 on the near side of your screen there. So, Tielemans with a free kick straight at the wall. Judging by his reaction, he felt that was going straight into the top corner if it hadn't been touched. That's what the wall's there for, though, Yuri. Brilliant header away, brave from Andy Delors. So on comes Sofiane Diop. Off goes Ronel Pierre-Gabriel. It's a rather attacking change, although it probably just means that Benjamin Henrich will drop back into the right back slot. Skuletic battling with Jemison. Skuletic! Disaster for Thierry Henry's Monaco. Montpellier's substitute, Petar Skuletic, might just have got all 3 points for the visitors. Again, Andy Delors involved. A long ball forward. And there wasn't much of a challenge in it from Jemison. Skuletic simply went the other side of him. And he's got his first goal since arriving in France in the league. It's a mightily important one. It's put Montpellier ahead. And what must he now be thinking, Thierry Henry? His team led for all of 39.5 minutes. And now with 3 minutes to go, they are behind. Well, what a turnaround it's been here. Hats off to Montpellier. But it's harsh on this Monaco side, who really, in the first half, played the best football they've played since the opening day of the season under Leonardo Jardim. Without a shadow of a doubt. In the second half, it has dropped off a little. But to come out of this one without even a point would really really be a disappointing result for Thierry Henry in Monaco. Off goes Andy Delors, provider for both of Montpellier's goals. And on comes a midfielder to replace him in Facundo Pérez, the Uruguayan. Well, that foul just made me think we haven't actually seen a single yellow card in this game so far. Very clean, free-flowing affair. It's been an enjoyable watch. Or at least it was, if you're a Monaco fan. Chance here, perhaps, though, with Tielemans. Cleared away off the shins of Benjamin Leconte. And back come Montpellier, Skuletic into Junior Sambia. Badiashile with an important touch. Monaco now with a corner to defend as we enter the final minute of normal time. Elias Skiddy, Montpellier in no rush to get it forward. Flora Mole, Junior Sambia, past his man. Sambia at goal. Difficult one to get on target, and in the end it was miles away from Benaglio's posts. And Montpellier, who appeared miles away from recording their first victory here in Monaco for 25 years, have turned things around in the last 10 minutes and are now 30 seconds away, plus any added time from doing so. Tuesday's clash with Amiens takes on even more importance now for Thierry Henry's Monaco. Here's another chance, though, to push some men forward. Set piece to be taken by Monaco's goal scorer, Yuri Tielemans. Sliced in by Tielemans. Skuletic, decisive at one end a few minutes ago, making the intervention at the other. Shielded out of play by Combré. And Thierry Henry, can't say very frustrated, disappointed figure down in that Monaco dugout. A run of 32 without defeat against Montpellier in the league is about to come to an end for Monaco, unless they can produce something in the final minute of play. Meanwhile, it's Montpellier who come forward. An overhit through ball, though, from Elias Skiddy. We'll see that attack go no further. Silla wins his aerial battle. Mike Benassa. Is this the last chance for Monaco? Benjamin Henrys looking for Silla. Good ball. And Leconte has spilt it. Cleared away well by the Montpellier goalkeeper. I'm not too sure. Silla didn't really look like he was committing to that one. He perhaps could have got a foot in and earned the penalty. Penalty for Thierry Henry late on in his first game in charge in Strasbourg. That was a game they lost 2-1 in which Yuri Tielemans scored the goal. And we're about to see a similar sort of outcome here. Pedro Mendes so calm with the header back to his goalkeeper Leconte. And time now appears to be up for Monaco. And there it is. 25 years without a victory in the Principality. Comes to an end for Montpellier. Michel Desakarian leads his team to the victory that seemed so far away from them for such long periods of this game. He was in the team last time they won here. This time he's on the bench and he's led them to a victory they really had to work for. Monaco led for all of 40 minutes through Yuri Tielemans' first half goal, and it really is hard luck for Thierry Henry's men, who were 10 minutes away from recording back-to-back league victories for the first time under Henry. But they were not only denied by a Gaëtan Laborde goal, they were then dealt a crushing blow in the 86th minute by Petar Skelutic. And Montpellier will leave the Stade Louis II with all 3 points. And Monaco now have to try and forget yet another loss. It is their 9th defeat of the season. And that game away to Amiens, direct relegation rivals, takes on even more importance in midweek. For Montpellier, well, they begin this decisive month of December in the best possible fashion ahead of their game against Lille in midweek and their trip to the Parc des Princes next weekend. But such disappointment. Henrich and Tielemans are cut above the rest for Monaco. They were the two that made the goal. They were the two that drove Monaco into what looked like a winning position with, as I say, just 10 or so minutes to go. But Montpellier fought their way back, and that monkey is now off their back. 32 games without a league victory against Monaco. That statistic is now history. They hadn't won here since Claude Puel and Jurgen Klinsmann started for Arsene Wenger's Monaco. Well, now they have. What a season this is proving to be for Montpellier, who with that win move back into second place above both Lyon and Lille, who've already played this weekend. Montpellier are now the closest challengers to Paris Saint-Germain once again. And you have to say that as much as the 1-0 lead was deserved for Monaco at the break, the sort of determination that this Montpellier side are showing, seeing them, perhaps they deserve victors here, and they rightly celebrate yet another victory. Their 8th victory already from 15 games this season. That's why they're in second place. But let's have a bit of reaction now from Diego Benaglio, the disappointed, no doubt, Monaco goalkeeper.
Incroyable dur
It's incredibly
de perdre
hard
ces matchs encore. Je trouve spécialement en premier mi-temps, on a fait un bon match.
The first half especially, we were very good.
On a créé
We created
beaucoup de problèmes pour Montpellier.
And
Et
caused
ouais, à la
Montpellier
fin, on a
many
raté de marquer le
problems.
2-0.
We failed to score the second goal, and we've paid for
À la
that.
fin, on n'était pas
In the
assez
end,
attentif ou
perhaps
assez expérimenté de dégager les ballons sur la tribune et pas prendre trop de risques.
Focused enough
Vous
at
pouvez
the back,
regretter aussi d'avoir peut-être reculé un petit peu trop tôt dans cette seconde période et essayer peut-être de marquer le deuxième but.
Non, je ne pensais pas que nous, on a trop reculé. Je pense que c'est Montpellier qui a fait une belle pression à la deuxième mi-temps. Ils ont tout essayé pour virer le match. Et Montpellier, c'est une équipe avec beaucoup de qualité cette saison. Ils jouent très bien. Et comme ça, c'était dur pour nous de trouver les solutions. À la fin, bien sûr, on ne doit pas perdre ce match.
On a vu bien évidemment tout le monde la tête basse du côté monégasque. Comment Monaco peut se relever d'une telle défaite?
Il faut continuer le chemin qu'on a pris les dernières semaines. Je pense qu'on a fait un bon match contre Atlético Madrid. La deuxième mi-temps, c'était aussi pas mal. Et ça, c'était contre une équipe très forte. Il faut continuer, il faut y croire, il faut se battre chaque match, il faut essayer à l'entraînement pour être sur le meilleur niveau possible. Et il faut y croire, il faut se battre, comme j'ai dit, jusqu'à la fin.
Allez, on va enchaîner avec Gaëtan Laborde, le buteur.
Gaëtan Laborde.
Si on se suit la première période, on avait du mal à imaginer comment Montpellier allait pouvoir renverser la situation. C'est un exploit.
Ouais, un exploit. Aujourd'hui, on a eu plus de réussite. On peut parler d'hold-up au vu de la première mi-temps, mais la deuxième mi-temps, c'est mérité qu'on revienne au score. Donc, on a changé tactiquement aussi, ce qui nous a permis d'être mieux sur le terrain. On a récompensé, donc ça fait du bien. Ça fait des années qu'on n'avait pas gagné ici, donc c'est cool.
32 matchs sans gagner ici à Monaco, c'est historique.
Bien sûr, c'est historique, donc on sait bien, c'est marqué un peu plus l'histoire cette année. On espère vraiment la continuer encore.
Cette victoire, Gaëtan, vous êtes second du championnat, vous le savez aussi.
Non, je ne sais pas honnêtement, c'est cool. Je vous le dis. Il vaut mieux être là, mais aujourd'hui c'est beaucoup trop tôt pour parler de classement. On n'est pas encore à la mi-saison. Aujourd'hui c'est bien, on vient de gagner ici, on rattrape un peu les 2 points perdus contre Rennes la semaine dernière. Mais maintenant on a un gros match qui nous arrive mardi, donc on va bien se préparer.
Merci Gaëtan.
A series of big games coming up starting on Tuesday, so we have to be ready. So it was Gaëtan Laborde's goal in the 81st minute that started the comeback. A comeback finished off by Petar Skuletic in the 86th. It's cruel on Monaco, but Montpellier were by far the better team in the second half, the same way Monaco were in the first. A game of 2 halves, as it's often said. But the only difference was that Monaco only managed to score once in theirs. Montpellier found 2 goals, and in passing that means it's the Ambroise Ayongo lucky charm that continues his 14th game in Ligue 1, yet to taste defeat. The Cameroon international, as we look at the goals once again, it was Yuri Tielemans with the strike just before the break that almost had this one wrapped up for Thierry Henry's Monaco. But no, 9 minutes from the end, Gaëtan Laborde got on the end of Delors' cross to make it 1-1. And Andy Delors, again the man who created the chance here. Poor defending, it has to be said, from Jemison. Not strong enough. Skuletic managed to keep his balance, went round him and slotted past Diego Benaglio. 2-1 the final score. Elsewhere, victory 3-0 for Nîmes against Amiens. That is good news for Monaco, who face Amiens on Tuesday. And a 0-0 draw between Guingamp and Nice. Also fairly good news for Monaco. Guingamp remain bottom, and Nice, well, they won't have built up any momentum ahead of next Friday's derby between Monaco and Nice. Paris Saint-Germain, of course, in action tomorrow evening. But for the time being, and until the end of the weekend, in fact, Montpellier will finish in second. Of course, a midweek round of games coming up this week, so plenty can change in between. But for Monaco, unfortunately, the loss means they remain second bottom. They had clambered out of the bottom 3 for the first time since mid-September, but they couldn't hold on to it. 2-1 the final score here at the Stade Louis II. Montpellier get their first victory here since 1994. From me, Armel Tanguy, and the rest of the team, thank you for joining me, and good night.